West of Calgary in a place called Bragg Creek at the provincial campground.
You speak up, it's not picking you up.
It occurred just west of Bragg Creek at the provincial campground.
What date did this take place to the best of your memory?
It was 1974 in about June, the month of June.
Was it at night or day?
It was during the day.
Well, what time of day was it, do you remember?
Yeah, it was about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Describe the area in which it took place.
It took place, I was sitting on a riverbank and it was in the low by the, I was sitting up on a riverbank, a raised riverbank, and it was down at the edge of the river in some shrubbery by a tributary that led into the elbow, I believe it is out there.
What distance would you estimate you were from this thing when you saw it?
I was about 100 feet.
What was your first reaction?
My first reaction was I didn't really know what it was that was going on. I just watched, and I did not have any fear as I watched. I was a little shocked, so I probably wasn't believing my eyes. So I just continued to stare.
What was it doing?
It was just rambling around in the trees, or in the shrubbery. There weren't really trees.
Did it stand or walk on two legs?
It walked on 2 legs.
Did you ever see it go down on all fours?
Go down oh no, I didn't. No.
Was it covered in hair?
Yeah.
What color was it?
It was brown or black, or in between. It was a darker color along that line.
How tall would you estimate this thing to have been?
I thought it was huge. I had an overview. I was looking down on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say, I'm thinking 10 feet.
What would you estimate its weight to have been?
Oh, about 600 pounds, I imagine. That might be a bit much, but I'm not good at estimate. However, it depends, because it was pretty muscular. It looked big, like bulky, husky, and I thought, that it would weigh that much.
Mm-hmm. Did you see any facial features?
No, not at all. No, nothing very distinct, really. The distance kept, I didn't see its face, and it was in the trees too, so
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pick up anything on it like that, just the figure on 2 legs.
Could you describe its arms?
Yeah, they were long. They were,
Big, thin?
yeah, they were thinner though. They weren't big arms.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say. They were long though.
Could you see if it was male or female?
No idea.
How long did you see this thing for?
I think about 15 or 20 seconds at the most.
Did it ever make any noise?
No noise. I think it acknowledged my presence though.
Mm-hmm. In what way?
Well, just the fact that it left in such a hurry.
My next question was, did it see you?
I think I wonder, yeah, I don't know why it would leave so fast, unless it heard some noises from something else, but I didn't make any noises.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't see me. It might have seen somebody else, but anyhow, it left for some reason.
Was it walking or running when it left?
It was in it was in a fast stride walk, which would be, comparable to a horse. I guess it would be a.
What direction did it go? Did it go towards Bragg Creek or?
No, it went up. It went upriver, back toward the foothills.
Did you smell any powerful odor before or during the sighting?
No, not at all.
After the thing had moved off, did you check for footprints?
Yes, I did.
Did you find any?
No, I didn't.
Did you report what you saw to the police?
No.
Did you report it to anyone other than the police, like rangers or?
No officials, just friends. Yeah.
And what has their reaction been?
Well, I mean, they listen, but
Mhm.
you know, they have no reaction to it.
And my final question is, in your own words, describe the incident from beginning to end. What you were doing when you saw it and what generally happened.
Well, we were just getting ready to cross the river, and I was sitting up on the bank, looking down at the at the river, and I noticed to my left, which would be west, because I was facing north, that there was a something or other moving around in the trees, and at first I thought it was an elk or a moose because of its the color, and it was in the trees. But after that, I noticed that it was moving on two legs, so I eliminated the possibility of it being one of those ordinary animals. So I just stared for that for 15 seconds or so, and it took off, and I guess my blood ran. It took off in long strides, and it just left in a very big hurry, and it was that speed that made me think that it's something like a Sasquatch or whatever.
You didn't get the impression it could be someone in a gorilla costume?
I don't think so, because it was moving way too fast. It was hauling, but it wasn't even going full tilt. And it just went ripping right through the trees like, it was nothing.
You haven't seen anything like this since?
No.
Have you been back to that area since then?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I think about that too, and when right after it happened, I went down and checked for tracks, and just scouted around a bit, but I didn't find any signs. It had been stepping on roots, and there was a pebble old riverbed, and it didn't leave any tracks in the rocks, obviously. But some of the branches were mashed down, and twigs were broken off and stuff like that. But that was the only. I was alone watching it, but not alone for the.
But you were the only one to see it?
Yeah, I was the only one in the group that saw it. They were all preoccupied.
Just generally, what were you doing in that area at the time? Were you just on a camping trip, or
yeah, we were
taking
just
lunch?
With friends on a camping trip.